to the Saints. So they had a pretty good haul. They didn't get their first pick until 18, which was Darcy Wilson. But then they also brought in Lance Collard at 28, Angus Hasty at 33, Hugo Garcia at 50, and Ari Schoenmaker at 62. But you rated a couple of these players. Bit of sleepers.
This is I think it's exactly what Ross Lyon would have wanted. Like if he goes...
He was also on crutches, by the way.
Yeah, I think he said he had a knee operation. He was walking fine.
I think it was a hip replacement.
He's had a bit fixed up. But yeah, he was on crutch.
Interesting guy.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, if he went to Sauce and Graham Allen and just said, I want speed, I want run, just give me these kind of magnets that I can move up the flanks, it's exactly what they've done. So Darcy Wilson, good endurance athlete, good runner, good ball winner, probably playing wing, half forward. Just good endurance athlete and, solid. I think he won the 2 kilometer time trial or was up there in the might have come second in the 2 kilometer time trial. But just real, kind of has a bit of guile as kind of a midfield player that can have some scoreboard impact. So he's going to be a nice one to watch. Lance Collard, pacey, quick, small forward, going to really fit in alongside, Liam Henry, Jack Higgins, Dan Butler in that group. So he's going to be quite exciting. Might be able to push further up the ground, but just gives him a lot of run and pace, and he's going to be an absolute headache. And then Angus Hasty, another one who's probably one of the quicker players in this draft. Great line breaker and a lot of run and pace out of the back line. So a rebounding talent out of the Geelong Falcons. Yeah, that was the pickup I probably like out of the most out of those three. Like Collard and Wilson, both likely to go top 30. Like Wilson probably I thought might have gone a bit earlier. Collard was probably in that 15 to 30 mix. But Hasty was, it was good to see him as one of the first picked up in the second night. So that was a nice one by the Saints. Hugo Garcia, just hearing from what Stephen Wells had to say, another one that they kind of liked. A bit of a bolter, but another player that can often run. And just as they said, speed was the name of the game for this draft haul. The one probably outlier was Ari Schoenmaker. So obviously a lot of talk about him, big booming left foot. That was kind of the big attraction for him. Silvani kind of said that he's probably a player that they need to put a lot of work into though. They were quite rapt to see how he kind of bounced back from adversity earlier in the year, had a 10-week suspension from the preseason, and then to find yourself in the draft mix, gives you some credit. So that was one thing that they were quite happy to see in how someone can bounce back, certainly a kid at his age to do that. So another kind of defensive addition, and as mentioned, one that they'll put a lot of work into, and there's probably some questions on him, but certainly can straighten up under someone like Ross Lyon. And then the big surprise for them was Riley Bonner at the preseason draft, I should say. Big surprise. They were one of 3 clubs to pick up preseason picks, and they were the only one to do that wasn't a player they did listed this offseason. Obviously, he is. Spent all of his career at Port Adelaide. Was always a fringe, halfback runner. So that's going to be a really interesting one. Maybe he pushes up onto the wing. Didn't have a spot for Dan McKenzie on their list now, so maybe that's kind of where they see Bonner. But obviously, they get in guys like Wilson, Garcia, Hasty, and Collard who can also offer some runs. So pretty obvious their plan. Didn't really look at key position talent. Like Schoenmaker's I think 190 plus, but probably doesn't play as a marking play. It's more just a rebounding tool. So, like I said, I think the Saints did pretty well, and it was pretty clear what they wanted, and they certainly got some of the best in those kind of running options from where they were picking.
Absolutely. Good haul for the Saints. Moving now.